sejahtera. So in this video, we are going to discuss the past year question, which is 2018-2019, question number 1C that relate to the limiting reactant. So let's read the question together. Silicon tetrachloride can be prepared by heating silicon with excess chlorine. Calculate the mass of silicon needed to produce 400 gram of silicon tetrachloride if the percentage yield is 42.5%. Okay, so now let's look at the information given. It is mentioned that chlorine is an excess reactant. So automatically, we know that the mass of the silicon tetrachloride form is depend on the mass of silicon. Alright, so calculate the mass of silicon needed to produce. So the mass needed to produce 400. So it is a actual mass. Okay, and the percentage yield is given. So we want to determine the mass of silicon. Okay, so the theoretical yield ni normally it refer to the product form, which is the mass of silicon tetrachloride. Okay, so now how to solve the problem? Okay, so we only have the information for the theoretical yield. So actual mass over So we know that we only can compare number of mole in any balanced chemical equation. So we need to determine the number of mole silicon tetrachloride. Okay, so the question asks you to determine the mass of silicon. Okay, so we already determined the number of mole silicon tetrachloride. So now we need to compare. So we did a reverse job. Okay, so we can write 1 mole silicon tetrachloride equivalent to 1 mole silicon. If we have 5.533 mole, meaning that we also have mass silicon produced is actually 5.533 mole times 28.1 gram per mole is equal to 155.48 gram. Okay, so this is the mass of silicon used in this reaction. So now let's look at B. If 15 mole of chlorine is used, determine the amount of unreacted chlorine. So we need to compare silicon with chlorine. 1 mole silicon equivalent to 2 mole chlorine. If we have 5.533 mole silicon, meaning that 2 times 5.533 mole, which is 11.066 mole. So this is the number of mole chlorine used. So mole excess chlorine can be obtained. 15 mole is the mole available minus 11.066 mole, so that you can get 3.93 mole. So this is the number of mole excess chlorine.